beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is an exciting, highly requested video from you guys. It is how I did my makeup on the day of my sister's wedding. I got so much love from you guys, so thank you so much. It was basically like a super bronzy look, a little bit smoky underneath, super strong on the cheeks and more nude on the lip. So if you're interested in seeing how I achieved the look, and these are some photos here of what it looked like. Keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe. Alright guys, so let's get straight into my skincare. My skin is so bad at the moment. I know I said that in my other video, but honestly it is just playing up so much at the moment. Don't know why. But I'm going to start with spraying my face with a mattifying setting spray. Lately I've been getting a little bit more oilier than usual, so this is just going to help prep my skin. Whoa. A strong spray. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is incorporate some illuminating primer by KRxx. Can we just like not have the brightness so high, please? There we go. Primer. I love this primer so much. I was using it like flat out probably about a year ago, and then I completely neglected it because I fell so in love with the BECCA First Light priming filter. So that was like my go-to for like a really dewy primer underneath. And now I'm just like, oh my god, I neglected it so long, I'm going to bring it back. Basically, even though I use my mattifying setting spray to just prime the skin first, and then I use my illuminating primer, this is still going to give me a nice dewy look, but this is just going to help with the oil control. So you can still look dewy without looking sweaty or oily. It's just like making sure that the skin's prepped properly. But the next primer that I'm going to incorporate into my makeover is the mattifying primer by KRxx. Now the reason why I like to do this is because I know some of you out there get a little bit more oilier in the T-zone, and as I'm getting older that's happening to me as well, so I'm just going to mattify down my T-zone. So I'm super excited to start filming from home. It just means so much more videos so much more frequently for you guys, which is what I love doing so much. It's probably one of my favorite parts of my job, is just like producing these sort of videos for you. So I can't wait to do that, and I'll be able to do that so much more often from home. So now that I have concealed my eyelids, which I didn't even tell you I was doing that, but I feel like everyone knows I love to do that, but I need to powder them down a little, so I'm going to use the Lock It In powder by Kat Von D. I just love everything Kat Von D. She has a beautiful brand. Everything is super high quality. So the next thing that I'm going to do are my brows, because they are just killing me by looking at them. They just like seriously need to be done. So for my brows, I'm going in with my KABROW by Benefit in the shade number 4, and I'm just filling in. I was about to say filling in softly, and then I literally went on with the brush and I was like, that is not softly. So basically today I am recreating the look that I did on my sister's wedding, and I actually found that I started off doing a softer brow, but because my makeup and her makeup was so glam and a little bit more heavier, I've just felt like I had to go in with a darker brow and just make sure my brows were a little bit bolder. I don't like sometimes when my brows can get lost in my glam because they're just like a little too soft, like they need to be a little bit more harsher. So I feel like when you are glamming full on, you do need to have that little bit more of like a stronger brow, which is why so many brands have like pencils and have pomades. So many people prefer a pomade for when they're going out, and then like a pencil during the day, or someone like me as well. Like I don't usually use pencils from day to day, but that's because I don't usually wear a lot of makeup day to day. But when I do go out, it's so important for me to use a pomade because I just need my brows to be a little more sharper. The next product that we're going to use just to sharpen up the brow a little more is a High Brow Glow by Benefit. So we're just going to work that on just a little under the brow, just to start giving it a little bit of oomph, a little bit of glam. Alright, let's get on to my eyes. So what I actually purchased right before the day, and I was so scared that they weren't going to come in time, but they did. I purchased all of these. Oh, this is like, I purchased this palette from Anastasia Beverly Hills. Now you can't actually buy this palette like this. I bought them individually, and then they sort of just send you a little, you know, thingamajiggy to hold them all in. So I'm going to start with using the color Birkin, and that's going to be through my socket. So starting off with Birkin, I'm just going to take that through my socket line, and we're just going to take it back and forth. So the look was actually really quite bronzy. It's not actually anything super different to what I usually do, but I just wanted to make this tutorial for you guys today because I had so many requests for it. You guys really loved it. Okay, so the next color that I'm going to pick up is Thorn right here, and what I did was I actually worked that onto the outer corner, and what I was doing is I was making a really conscious effort to, in a circular motion, taking it a little bit more further out this way. So just in a circular motion, we're going to keep going with that color, just enough so we get that like really nice, well at the moment it doesn't look nice because my skin is shocking, and just working it on, especially because like I wore such dramatic lashes on the day as well. Like I needed it to be like quite high to be able to see over those lashes. The next thing that I'm going to do is take Cognac, and I'm just going to take it on a flat shader brush by Zoeva. I was about to say by Sephora, by Zoeva, and I'm just going to press that onto the outer corner and just keep building up that super warm brown shade, and then blend it off with my 227. I feel like lately in my tutorials I haven't been touching base so much on like the brush that I'm using, and that's just because I feel like you guys know, like, yep, she's picking up her 227. Yep, she loves her Sephora brush. She loves her Zoeva brush. They are my favorite brushes. Okay, now with the smallest little bullet brush by Sephora, I'm just going to pick up this shade here, which is called Ash Brown. And basically just start to work it onto the outer corner, super soft, and just blending it up into that little outer V that we've got right here, just to give it a little more definition. So the next shade that I'm going to pick up on a flat shader brush is Glisten right here, which is like a super pretty pinky gold. It was so nice. It was honestly one of my favorite things about the Glam. It was super pigmented, as you can see. So the one thing that I just don't have with me today is my Fenty Beauty body lava. I forgot it at home. I'm so sad, but that's not going to happen when I'm in my new studio. I actually used the body lava all over my arms and all over my chest. So in the photo that I posted of me, you guys really loved the body lava. You guys were messaging me about it. It was super glittery, and it just gave me like a nice sort of shine. I had a spray tan as well, so it made me look like super bronzy. It'd be a little hard for me to do that today anyway, because it is like so cold. So like I mentioned in my video last week, I just took a little bit of like a spray and I just dipped it into the shadow, and I pressed it over just to get a little more pigment coming through. For my liner, I'm just going to take the Karla Roccuzzo and Model Co. black liner. I didn't have too much of a defined liner on the wedding day. Neither did Gabby, because Gabby actually doesn't like any liner on her eyes at all. She's like, don't put it on me! Just sort of explained to her that she had to wear it for the photos, just because at night time it can look like a little more nice and defining on your eyes if you do have a liner. Alright, now that we got that liner on, it's time for lashes. I actually used the NIKKIA Joy Gemma lashes on the day of the wedding, and I used them and lost them at the end of the night. So today I'm just going to use the Selena lashes, which are quite similar. They're still like pretty nice and full. Just to pump up my lashes first, I'm just going to take my Perversion mascara by Urban Decay. Alright, let's go ahead and get to the rest of my face. Now for the day of the wedding, I actually used the Faux Filter foundation by Huda Beauty, but they were sold out at Sephora when I went to go and get it. So I only had the little tester with me on the day, and that's what I actually used on my face. So I can't get my hands on that, unfortunately, but I do have this, which is a very similar formula. It looks really beautiful, and it's a full coverage as well that is quite matte. So it's like the most similar that I could get to the Faux Filter foundation. But the only thing is I actually don't have a spray tan today, and this is my color for when I've got a spray tan. So let's just see what we can do here. So I'm just going to start. Oh my god, that is so dark. I'm just going to start to work it onto my neck first. Okay, so a little trick I learned from Ariel is to actually work the foundation onto the chest area first. It is like probably a little too tan for me right now, but that's okay. We're just gonna like make it work. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start working on that foundation to my face. I'm under like the brightest lights in the world, so it's just making it look like 10 times more darker. But it is such a nice color. It is like so nice and warm. Just makes you feel so super bronzy. So basically what I needed to do on the wedding day is to work the most amount of product into this area right here, especially because I knew that I was going to cry like a baby because I spent the whole day before crying. So I needed to make sure that I was working on enough product in this area, especially because we are Italians and everyone was kissing us 500 times. Okay, so now that I got that foundation on, the reason why I do like to use that illuminating primer underneath is just because I'm not someone who likes that super matte finish. Even if I do use a matte foundation, I always like to make it look like my skin's glistening just the tiniest bit underneath, which is why I always like to use illuminating primers, or most of the time anyway. So you can sort of see that foundation is quite matte over my skin, but just in certain areas I am getting like a little bit more of that glow coming through, and that is because of the primer underneath. Okay, so onto my concealer. I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer, same one that I used on the day. The thing is with this concealer, it dries so quickly. You have to move very fast. Okay, now to lock all that in, I'm just going to use my wedge sponge here and just press that Lock It In translucent powder by Kat Von D. And I'm just going to use a super soft amount everywhere else just to really press it in. When you are going to somewhere like a wedding, you just want to make sure everything is set properly, making sure you're not going to look sweaty or oily. Now to bronze my face, I'm just going to take my BECCA CHRISSY Teigen palette, which is an older palette, but I just love the contour shade in this so much. Start to create that more defined cheekbone, and just take that soft amount down the sides of my nose. And while I'm there, I'm actually going to dust off that powder that's left. And then we're going to slowly start to dust off everywhere else. Okay, so for blush today, I'm just going to use my Blush Copper by BECCA Cosmetics. I love, 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 love this color. It's really pretty. And we're going to work that onto the cheeks. So like I was saying in my video last week, I just love like, oh, I went too hard there. So at the moment, I'm just like completely loving like a super strong blush on the cheek. Like I think it's just so youthful, so pretty, picks up so nicely in photos as well. And to highlight my face, I'm just going to take BECCA in Rose Gold. I could not get my hands on Champagne Pop for the life of me, which was hard to accept. So on the wedding day, I just picked up Legend and I popped it right in the inner corner just to get that really strong highlight. So to smoke up the bottom of my lashes, I just took a little bit of a smudge pot liner and an angled brush and just added a little bit of product, my eye's gonna water, into the waterline of my eye. With a bullet brush, I'm just gonna pick up Cognac and we're just going to blend that onto the bottom lashes. So to finish off my eyes, I'm just gonna take a little bit more of that Perversion mascara. Okay, now to finish off my makeover, I'm just going to take my Strip Down by MAC. So we're just going to apply that onto the lip. Now on the day of the wedding, I used my Naked 2 by Urban Decay, and that is unfortunately discontinued. So the closest thing that I found to it is number 1 from the Sephora Lip Stories collection. I love it so much and it's only like $13. So I'm just going to apply that over. It's like such a pretty warm nude shade. So now we're just going to set it all together with the KRxx mattifying spray. And we are all done. So the last step that I did obviously with my makeover was apply the body lava over my chest and over my arms by Fenty Beauty. I'm going to put that exact color that I used in the description box below. Like I said, unfortunately don't have it here today, but it would have been too hard for me to apply anyway because it is freezing in Melbourne today. But that's the end of my makeover. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you so much for the love that we received on the day of the wedding about our glam. It was so nice of you guys. So thank you again, and I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. I will see you next week. Don't forget to let me know what you want to see. Vlogs, makeup tutorials. I would love to find out from you guys. Mwah! I'll see you next week.